Good morning from High Voltage News. This is Eugene Cleaver Roundtree III featuring Jim Manley's Lip Trip. And once again, that was Lip Trip by Jim Manley, trumpeter out of St. Louis, Missouri. If you haven't heard his music, he's really, really, really good. Lays down his own tracks at his house, has some good grooves, and virtuosic playing on that instrument. Just wanted to talk a little bit about this podcast. I have been doing this on the Spreaker app, which I have found to be very user-friendly. I'm not even using it to its fullest potential. There's all sorts of extra effects and fading and tools that it has in its interface that I haven't even really messed with. This is a trial version that I'm using, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit. So I'd like to say thank you to Spreaker.com and your app. I do intend to go pro, as they call it, and upgrade my subscription features and usage. Now, the way that I've been utilizing this is just by using the app on my iPhone and hooking my iPad into the auxiliary port in my car and doing a commute where I simply just use the volume button on the car and fade in and out the music. I've got the iPad in my passenger seat, just like you see the cops use with their little laptop showing. And try not to drive off of the road as I cruise down the highway on my way to work. So that's kind of the way that this operation is going right now. There is an option where I can turn the microphone on and off on my iPhone for this app. There's a left and a right channel that I can fade in and out. Currently I'm not using that. You can actually upload and include tracks, sound bites, professional done voiceovers, etc., and really benefit from the full potential of this Spreaker app. So, why did I start doing this? Well, I feel like I have an opinion to add to the analysis of news, politics, and life in general. So that's what I do. I'm putting that out there for people to listen to, and if they can be interested and enjoy what I'm doing, that's fine as well. I don't use a teleprompter. I don't have a script. That's never going to be the case because I've never been that type of a person anyway. If you watched the Hunger Games, they send them out there with those little cue cards to read, and you see the crowd's response. They speak off of the cue card and just start talking from their heart and their mind, and they get a much different response, although it goes right in the face of the establishment, which is what you see in real life today. Now, what I've noticed in politics is that we've got this agenda, we've got this puppet installation, and now you're seeing news articles published that by the year 2030, 90% of journalism will be done by robots. I don't know about you, but I don't give a damn about what a robot's opinion is, and I don't care to hear the information from a robot if it's just going to be plugged in by the person that dumps the software into it. Perhaps I agree with or disagree with the information by that person, and that's fine. I mean, the robot will just be a medium, just like Spreaker is. That's Speaker, not the app I'm using, Spreaker, but just a conduit, basically. And I get that, but there still has to be some human interaction and human relevance. And if you look at the trend with the Trans-Pacific Partnership, which is basically spanning the globe with censorship laws, internet penalties, and free speech penalties, secret courts. If you look at that Trans-Pacific Partnership and you think ahead to 2030, you'll see how that is right in the trajectory of censorship. We don't want you to say what's on your mind, especially if it flies in the face of our agenda. And by 2030, we'll just make sure that there's no people talking at all. It'll be robots. So if that makes sense to you, then you're well aware of that mode of thinking. Maybe you've seen these articles about the TPP. Maybe you've followed CISPA and SOPA and PIPA and all these other regulations with acronyms. And if that makes sense to you, it's basically a mass muting of the globe. Now, I feel like we're in a good position. I feel like there's plenty of smart people in this world, plenty of smart people in America. People can say all they want about the dumbing down of the population, and I think that a lot of people are just distracted. And deception and distraction is a tool of the devil, and it's very easy to get people off of their center. It really doesn't take a whole lot of difficulty. In fact, if you notice that in your personal lives, you can throw out curveballs and watch it take place, although I don't really recommend that you do so. It's a lot better just to say what's on your mind and keep people on the same page as you. True transparency. So there's a couple of things for you to think about as we go to this next song. This will be a shortened version of my podcast by about 5 minutes as I wind down the free 10 hours of Spreaker. Now, I'm not trying to use Spreaker and then hop onto a different mode of podcasting, so I will be continuing with them, but until I establish my chosen subscription with them, this might be on pause for a day or two as I figure out what I want to do with that. So, without further ado, I will be playing the next track for you by Jim Manley. This is going to be off of his album, Some Assembly Required, and this is Samba in the Streets. again, that was Samba in the Streets by Jim Manley. So I moved to Missouri this last year, and I've enjoyed my time here in some regards, and I've also missed my hometown in some regards. You see, I come from Michigan and lived there from the age of 7 until about 35, off and on, between college and playing trumpet on cruise ships for a few years, and have always enjoyed going back there. I'm currently a little bit homesick, and I don't know if I have what it takes inside of me to stay here or if I should go back up there. Now I'm kind of in limbo right now because I haven't really found exactly what I want to do for work down here. Now, I am a trumpet player, and I do live in the city of Branson right now. And I've met a couple of the people that operate a couple of the shows down here. But I will say, in this economy, the tendency is for trumpet players and sidemen, as they're called in the business, the tendency in a down economy is for these people not to be hired and for them to actually be cut and unemployed. So what does a trumpet player, a saxophonist, a trombonist do? Go teach lessons? Go make food at a restaurant? And so here I am thinking to myself, well, I can look at this two ways. I can look at it as opportunity, because if all of the trumpet players have left town, as one person put it, my mentor, Clint McLaughlin, nicknamed Pops, he told me last year, he said, the last trumpeter just left town. And that's a man named John Trimble, who went up to the Northeast and is doing quite well, finding gigs up in the New York, Pennsylvania area, etc. And I thought to myself, yeah, there's a lot of truth to that. Maybe the last trumpet player did leave town. Now, I did meet a guy named Ray Harris as well. He's the musical director with the Hughes Brothers show, and I also met Marty Hughes the other day. And he said, yeah, if you'd like to take a look at the book, feel free. And if Ray feels like you can do it, sure, he'll let you sub. And I thought, this is great. That's what I'd love to do. And until that happens, until I get to practice a book or maybe sit in and get established down here, I'm a little bit nervous about what I want to be doing in the meantime and during the day. Right now I'm a night manager at Firehouse Subs and working 50 hours a week and don't have much time to my family or to my craft to practice. And I think to myself, well, man, what am I doing? And last year I left a job selling Chevrolets at Williams Chevrolet out of Traverse City, which I really enjoyed. And of course that was a full-time job as well, which the nature of car sales is you work a business day, 8 to 5, 8 to 7, which is good. And you've got the evenings to yourself. It's a professional environment. Dress up nice, talk to adults, and sell with unlimited income potential, which is very appealing to me. Working mornings and playing in the evenings sounds just fine to me. And so here I am doing a 45-minute commute to go work at a sub-making shop. And by the way, I think they're amazing sandwiches, and they do really good. Quiznos used to be my favorite, and Subway with their yoga mat bread definitely was not high on my list. And I really enjoy eating these subs from Firehouse Subs. I eat it like 5 days a week. I'm still in pretty good shape, and it's healthy, it's good for me, and I'm not tired of it after 7 months. But I'm asking myself right now, what do I want to do? Because I'm 35, I went to school for 7 years to play trumpet and to study music, and when I wasn't practicing in the practice room or playing in ensembles, totaling about 10 hours a day, I was on my horn. When I wasn't doing that, I was analyzing politics or, enjoying a good social life, which has never been an issue. And, life, friendship, happiness and family. You know, that's what it boils down to. So I was always very in tune with my relationships around me and enjoying time with people. Now, I find myself saying, well, it is what I do every day that's going to make and define who I am. I mean, what do I want to be doing? A couple of these jobs I've taken in the past have been because I've been in transition, whether or not I was going into a contract on a cruise ship or out of one, or moving to this locale to study, or in this case now moving down to Branson, Missouri to be with my wife who's from here, and leaving my family and friends and what I love up in Michigan. And so this is what's on my mind at the moment. Do I go back there? Do I commute? Do I set up something new down here? At this point in my life, there's so much going on, I feel like I should be fully engulfed in the warfare that is politics and trying to steer the ship and help people steer into the path of freedom and liberty and out of the path of oppression and tyranny. And so that's where my mind is, and my heart and my mind is still on music. So I would love to be doing something that's like this podcast, entertainment, making movies and documentaries, and also playing my instrument. So establishing this new forum for myself is basically the goal, and working for myself. I can sell, and I can interact with people just fine. That's never been a problem. I've done customer service my whole life, and that's not a problem. But I find some of the tasks that are associated with working for other people are just that. You're working for other people, and I look at my income and I think to myself, I think I could do better for myself. I think that some of this stuff is trite that I'm being forced to do for someone else, and it's really hard for me to swallow. So that's kind of where my mind's at, and I don't know if anybody ever has those thoughts that may be listening, but that's kind of what's going on. I'm going to sign off with that note. That's going to be it for today. It is nice outside. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is Eugene Kleeper Roundtree III signing off with High Voltage News, leaving you with Soul Makosa by Jim Manley. Have a wonderful day, everybody.